In the studio this morning, so honored to have Dr. David Carlisle. He's the president and CEO of Charles Drew University of Medicine and Science. Good morning, Dr. Carlisle.
Good morning.
And on our phone this morning, Ronald Bruner Jr. He's a drummer. Give the drummer some. He has played drums. His dad was a world-class drummer, and he's played drums with all kinds of folks, from Lee Ritenour to Suicidal Tendencies. What range? Good morning, sir.
How art thou?
I be good.
There you go.
Welcome.
Very, very nice.
So, Dr. Carlisle, we hear Charles Drew, University of Medicine and Science. We hear it over and over again, but maybe we don't really know exactly what it is other than just the title. What is Charles Drew? How would you define it?
Yes, we are a university, Charles R. Drew University of Medicine and Science, that is honored to be named after one of the most accomplished and famous African-American physicians of the 20th century, Dr. Charles Richard Drew, who is the father of blood transfusion and plasma transfusion, did so during World War II, saving thousands of lives, and his technology and techniques continue to save lives today as patients receive transfusions every day around the world. Our university was founded in 1966 in response to the Watts Rebellion, and we are a minority-serving institution that is an African-American, historically black graduate institution, as well as a member of the Hispanic Association of Colleges and Universities. And we train health professionals. Our mission is to train students to serve underserved and under-resourced populations with excellence and compassion, and we've been doing so since 50 years, since 1966, without interruption.
And, of course, you say that, and it sounds, oh, yes, of course, but that is really urgently needed. I mean, when I look at the numbers in terms of how many doctors we have available in underserved communities, as you put it, in communities of color and low-income communities, and then you compare that to the number of doctors you could find in Bel Air, it's stunning.
This is absolutely true. California has a number of what we call underserved, technically, areas, and our students are providing much of the medical care that populations in these areas receive. And our students not only provide this care, but they actually reflect those populations. Many of them come from these communities, and that's one of the things that makes the Charles R. Drew University student very special. They reflect the mission of the university, and they reflect the communities that we serve.
And another thing we hear a lot about, Mr. Bruner, is jazz at Drew. This is a long time kind of tradition. How does that come to be? How do the mission of providing care in underserved communities and the mission of providing jazz come together? How does that come to be?
I think the comparison is that we're all in the service of people. We're all in the world to service, but whether it be medicine or music, we're all in the world to give and serve. And I think with the same cause that the Drew University has to help people live, that's what we try to do and create with our presentation of music. And Charles Drew University and the Jazz Drew Festival has been a place that we've been able to come together and really, express ourselves musically to our community. Even the good times. Like, I've been going through this thing in Dillon for many, many years, and as a high school student, being in the community, and even when it was weird, or it was tough, or it was dark, situations would happen, we still have a place to come together and give people the music and bring in the blessings, and it goes hand in hand.
They have
the same mission.
The Jazz at Drew tradition, Dr. Carlisle, was a tradition, went away, was a tradition for a long time, went away, and then recently came back. Was last year, the year before?
Yes, last year for the first time in 7 years.
Wow, long hiatus. Why is it back? How'd it go last year?
Well, as you mentioned, we started holding Jazz at Drew in 1991 and held it for relatively 19 years until the university ran into a challenging period financially, and we had to curtail a number of our activities, including Jazz at Drew. And so last year, for the first time since 2007, actually, we were honored and blessed to be able to return Jazz at Drew to the live stage.
So that should be seen as a sign of the fiscal health of the organization, too?
Yes, and the university is probably fiscally stronger than it's ever been. I do want to mention the name of Roland Betts, who was the founder and original director of Jazz at Drew for many years. Roland passed away just earlier this year. Unfortunately, it was a great loss for the community and the university. But we were honored to honor Mr. Betts on the stage at Jazz at Drew last year, and that was one of the major high points of the event last year, was bringing Mr. Betts on stage.
And the festival, the jazz festival in particular, but the music festival has become so popular. I mean, it's part of what was so chilling about what happened this weekend. Of course, it's the loss of human life. But now everybody's more likely to go to a festival than just a concert of one or two people. We used to always, save our little pennies and go see a concert with one person or one band. Now it seems like everybody wants to go to a festival.
A festival really presents an opportunity to see multiple acts for a good price. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So a festival, if you like certain people enjoy certain types of things, they have a vast array of choices at the festival. Like the great thing about the Jazz at Drew Festival is that's an opportunity for you to see a lot of different varieties of music in the hood. And being a product of the hood, like I actually was born into a house on the corner of 118th and Wilmington. And like being right behind the school and going to Lincoln Elementary School and going, on 118th and Compton Avenue and going to Locke High School, I was afforded the opportunity to come to the festival and really hear different things and different styles of music for me to create the path that I was going to be on as I grew on my stature as a musician.
And your path has been a diverse one. We have a bit of a diverse show, right? This time.
I've been very incredibly fortunate and blessed.
So, who are we looking forward to for Jazz at Drew this time?
Well, I'll go ahead and say that we have a number of very esteemed and well-known and famous acts, and this will be at the festival that is Jazz at Drew, which is located in the Watts Willowbrook area of Los Angeles, just south of the 105 freeway, off Wilmington Avenue on 118th Street, 120th Street.
That's where I grew up. I was on the corner.
That's right. That's right. Of course, Jazz at Drew is featuring Earth, Wind, and Fire. Other artists include Sheila E., DW3, West Coast Get Down, Eloise Laws, and the Fernando Pullen Community Arts Center Band.
And it's this weekend, by the way, in case folks are wondering. It's October 7th, which is right around the corner.
From 12 noon until 8 p.m. on Saturday, October 7th. Thank you.
One thing I'm also looking forward to is the catfish. Man, y'all used to have some real good catfish in that.
So that's a good point too, in terms of the fact that it is a festival, right? So there is the opportunity for food and hanging out and music.
And there will be health screenings as well.
Should have known you guys were going to get that in there.
Absolutely, can't miss it.
We need to. Us brothers, we really need to get in there and get checked up, man. I come from a generation of men that, they don't make them like that anymore. But we got to get in there and really, as black men, really, make sure we all right. I'm looking forward to it.
Well, I like the way the press release that you guys have reminds us that we can walk from Metro. So in other words, you don't even need a car. Just get on the Metro and go to Jazz at Drew.
Right from the second busiest station in the system, the Rosa Parks Station, at the intersection of the green and the blue lines.
So how do I get tickets for this event?
You go to our website, www.cdrewu.edu, and you'll see right on the homepage an announcement for the event, and you just follow the directions. Click on the announcement and follow the directions. www.cdrewu.edu.
And of course, we'll have that link to KJLHradio.com. KJLH is one of the sponsors of this show, and we're proud to be so. How important is this as a piece of the puzzle in supporting Charles Drew University?
This is really critical. For a number of years, the university did not do major fundraising events, and then Jazz at Drew was really the first one, a big one, that we brought on board a number of years ago. Today, fast forward to 2017, for the first time, the university started offering scholarships to students about 3 or 4 years ago, for the first time really in our 50-year history.
Congratulations, that's fantastic.
And in large part, Jazz at Drew has been a major supporter of this effort. All the proceeds of Jazz at Drew will go to support students and student services at the university, including student scholarships.
So this is great. You can go listen to Earth, Wind, and Fire and Sheila E. and then tell yourself you're doing something good for the kids.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Party with a purpose.
And thank you very much to all of our sponsors, including KJLH and Dignity Health.
Oh, we're proud to be part of it. I really have a strong feeling that we have got to support in ways little and big the institutions in our community that address some of these crucial issues, right? And you think about, if you watch TV or maybe, you're not paying attention, we think, oh, well, there's lots of black doctors. There's lots of Latino doctors. And what I found from talking to my friends who are black and brown doctors is that many doctors from our community end up being lured to become administrators or to work for large research companies, universities, or even pharmaceutical companies, and do not end up providing care in the community. Does Charles Drew have a pipeline? I know it's the mission of the university to provide care in underserved areas. What are the things that are in place at the university to make sure that happens?
Our pipeline starts at age 4. We have a program that's very well known called the Saturday Science Academy 2 that takes students as young as pre-kindergarten and brings them on our campus every weekend on Saturdays. And that program continues through the 12th grade. We have a number of high school pipeline programs that bring students into our research laboratory so they can start doing research at a very early age. And then recently we've signed a number of agreements with LA Unified, Compton School District, Verbum High School. We just signed one with Youth Build Charter Schools to bring students into the university and cultivate them into medical students, PA students, MPH students, et cetera, et cetera.
So is that like an internship kind of thing with kids from high school? How do they get
essentially it's like an internship program. And so today we have a number of students in our graduate programs, including medical students, who've come all the way through from the Saturday Science Academy, and it's wonderful to see.
Wow, that's fantastic. I know the Saturday program is popular and long-standing, and actually the guest that I have one of the guests that I have on the 5 o'clock hour today was the first one that made me aware of this. And I think a lot of parents maybe are, but some aren't. Explain how, if I wanted to, because the issue of African American, Latino, and young women in STEM or STEAM careers, science, technology, engineering, arts, is really a big issue. It continues to be a big issue. And this is one way of getting our children interested and kind of getting them a leg up. How would I sign my kid up for that?
Well, I would go to our website. There will be information on Saturday Science Academy 2 on the university website. And again, you just click on it and you can get a phone number and an email address to send a query to indicate your interest in having your child participate in the Saturday Science Academy 2.
Fantastic. But right now it's all about Jazz at Drew. It's coming up this weekend, and it sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun. Ronald Bruner Jr., from your musical standpoint, what would you tell us about this weekend's show and why we ought to be there?
I think it's going to offer the community an opportunity to really enjoy various array of music styles, and get an opportunity to kind of just give a chance for us to be together and be social and talk and just communicate. When you bring these kind of festivals together, you allow people to come from different sectors of the game to just get together and just talk, smile,
and
purchase things and put things in your bag that are built by your people and created by your people. And just having a great conversation, having some good food, just in the midst of all that, it's the community, and it's the opportunity to just hang with each other.
And
There's so much going on right now. There's so much going on right now, and it's such a lot of stuff politically and socially that have us in a lot of dysfunction. And this is an opportunity for just people in the community, the elders, the young ones, the tough ones, the soft ones, to get together and just, hey, how you doing?
Yes, indeed. Thank you so much for that. It's a great point, especially pushing back against what we've seen in Vegas. No, we will not be stopped by hate, by fear. We will continue to enjoy our music and support our community institution. Dr. Carlisle, I'm so thankful that you came in this morning. It's great to see real live human beings at this time of the morning. What would you leave us with today?
I would just invite everyone in the Radio Free KJLH listening audience to come down to the Charles R. Drew University of Medicine and Science campus on Saturday to visit, participate in, and enjoy Jazz at Drew, which exists to support the students of our university.
And man, you guys make me want to go get my groove on. Thank you so much.
We'll see you Saturday.
Okay, sounds good. Jazz at Drew this weekend. We'll have it all up at KJLH. Actually, it's already there, kjlhradio.com.
And thank you for your sponsorship.
Thank you so much.
And now.